But today, well, actually, this past week it's been unusually slow, and sometimes that happens whenever you do ride share or these app-based gigs, delivery, things like that. There are times where it's slow, and as many of you guys know, that we just were recently hit here in Florida with a hurricane, so it's been kind of hit or miss up until Irma hit. Before, like, Instacart had took away some of our hours and some hours after, which made sense because they did make sure that we're safe. And so anyway, besides all of that, um it was kind of busy shortly after. And then it kind of dipped down, and then it kind of went back up. So I was thinking, okay, this is probably because of the hurricane, right? Because it affected a lot of people. Well, this week has been really slow, and it would be busy a little bit, one day here, one day there. And so then I started asking other shoppers, like, hey, you guys have been slow, been busy. Now this is coming from different shoppers in different regions. Like, I'm talking about like different states and things like that. And I would say about 90% of them have been giving me the same answer. Yeah, it's been kind of slow, this, and that, and the other. I'm like, okay. And so then I just come to find out from a veteran shopper who's pretty much been with Instacart since the onset. She's out in California. And it took me a while to figure out what's going on, because I didn't want to believe it, but now I see why. One of the reasons why it's been kind of slow is because of the reason, well, for one thing, they've been hiring a lot of people. Now, there's nothing wrong with a company hiring people, especially if they need the bodies to be able to take care of business. That's totally understandable. However, and I've said this in previous videos, that Instacart is about numbers, not so much about quality, but quantity. You see what I'm saying? And so what they have been doing is, and as many of you guys already know this, who already shop, or maybe you don't know yet, that they have what they call an hourly guarantee. And so the hourly guarantees is in different zones where they pay you a certain amount per hour if it's slow or if you don't get any batches. So basically, it has to equal up to about $10 an hour, right? And so or some places 11, some places 13. It all depends on like where you are, okay? And so but what they're trying to do is is to make it more even. They have already gotten rid of hourly guarantees in a lot of states and a lot of zones. Now, I don't really work in a zone with hourly guarantee. I mean, I've gotten it before, but I'll only do it if like there are no hours in certain zones, so hourly guarantee really didn't bother me. But for some people who had it in their zone, it made a lot of difference for some of them, right? And how it's been so slow is because what they're doing is they're thinning out some of the batches to some of the newer people, okay? And so, which I understand in a way, but at the same time, it's how they're doing it. And so what they're doing is they're giving some of the larger and more heftier batches or orders to some of the newer people, so that way they don't have to pay the people who get hourly guarantee. You see what I'm saying? And so some of the crappier, I hate to say crappier, but some of their crappier batches, they would give to some of us, like some of the veterans, people who've been on board for Instacart for a longer period of time. And so like I was like, so now it makes sense, okay? Now there are some shoppers who are very fast, who are very quick, and they, and even with some of them who are very fast and quick, still they have found that have been very slow. But I'm realizing that when they hire new people on board, they give them the bigger stuff, like they just pile it on them just to keep them from getting hourly guarantee, which is okay, whatever. But then some of us who've been doing Instacart for a long time, they give us some of like the more the leaner batches, the ones that don't have that many orders, like items, or maybe alcohol sales. Usually like with alcohol sales, you might get like maybe one or two things, maybe a couple of things here or there, right? That's usually how it is. So I just noticed that that's what they're doing. So I'm thinking, okay, is it slow because they're not making much sales? I mean, because Instacart is typically busy, but they're hiring more people. And so this actually gives them a way to weed out people on a continuous basis. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like a revolving door. You see what I'm saying? So if they can keep hiring people all the time, they can always get rid of people to keep them from paying hourly guarantee. Now, this is how I feel about it. Now, hourly guarantee really doesn't affect me at all. However, I think that the way that Instacart is doing is very dishonest. So they'll try to push out people who've been with a company for a while, and then put in new people, and then the same thing happens to the new people. They'll be on board for a while, and then here comes more new people, and then it's gonna be like a constant cycle over and over again. So with that being said, that's how Instacart tries to not pay people. You see what I'm saying? Not only besides them taking people's tips, but they try to keep it to where they allegedly give some of the newer people perks, and after a while it gets kind of old, and so they start getting new people in, try to weed out some of the people that used to be new, and then get some of the newer people, so that way they can give them more batches, and then and then basically do the same thing all over and over again. So basically what I'm saying here, guys, is like, you have to try to pick and choose your battles wisely with this company. And, I'm realizing what they're doing. Now, Shipt does not do that. Now, as far as I know, Shipt does not do that at all to their people. They may not be as busy as Instacart. However, they do treat their people better. That's just what I've been told. A lot of Shipt shoppers I run into in the stores, they're very happy with like what they do. Now, they may not make as much money as Instacart, but the way that they do things is based upon quality, not quantity. And that's how and also Shipt is very difficult to get into sometimes because they don't hire just everybody. Why? I don't know, but they just have a specific set and how they do things. Now, I just kind of feel like, okay, even with this whole Amazon thing, how Amazon partnered with Whole Foods. Now, I think that was a pretty interesting merger, and Amazon tried grocery delivery. It didn't work out too well, but now they're trying something different, which is why they partnered with Whole Foods. Now, Amazon is about that money. You feel what I'm saying? And of course, they have Amazon Flex, but I'll get into that later. However, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Amazon decided to take away the partnership with Whole Foods and Instacart. It would not surprise me one bit, because Amazon is about money. And also, I'm sure that Amazon's also probably looking into other things, other ethics, and the morale of how Instacart works, you see. And so Amazon is a billion-dollar company. They have like billions and billions of dollars. And so, Amazon already has their own delivery company, you see. And so even though their grocery delivery didn't last that long, still, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they said, you know what, thank you for all of your help, but Instacart, we don't want to partner with you anymore because we want to do something different. And so they'll probably start doing their own grocery delivery. But that's a whole different vlog, so I'll talk about that later. So yeah, guys, that's what Instacart is doing. So I know some of you guys have been so excited about signing up, and they're not a bad company, but it's just the way that they're doing it and how they're going about it. And so they're doing it in a way to make it seem like it's part of their company policy and part of their company procedure. So to keep from paying people hourly guarantee. You see what I'm saying? And when you work for a company, they're allowed to change the rules however they want to. Unfortunately, we have to deal with that, you see. But they shouldn't have to lie to shoppers. They shouldn't have to lie to us and say one thing, and then they're actually trying to do something else. To me, I think that's very deceptive, and I think that's very dishonest, And so, and I know I see new shoppers all the time, but they get aboard, they go, wow, I'm busy. Wow, this is great. And then they're good for a while. And after a while, they don't get as busy because they hire new people. And so when people have been on Instacart for a while, catch on to that, then they kind of like start moving off and doing something else. That's how they do it. So basically, it's a numbers game. It's about numbers. It's not about people. It's not about the quality. It's not about customer service. I hope you guys understand like what I'm saying. It's all about making money. And so if Instacart can get away from paying us the right way or paying us what we are owed or deserved, then they'll keep hiring new people. They don't know no better. I just talked to a girl who's new, and I gotta go. She's relatively new to Instacart. She's a shopper, and she told me today that somebody told her that the slower she is, the more batches that she gets. So she's been going slow. She didn't know any better. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Now, this is a girl right here in Central Florida, brand new. I think she's brand new. I don't know, but I've seen her before. I'm like, who in the world told you that? She goes, yeah, they told me that if I go slow, then I'll be guaranteed my batch. I said, girl, if you go slow, you're not guaranteed nothing. I mean, especially if you're going slow and your metric is slow like that, they're not going to give you anything. And so she didn't know any better. And I think that's a shame that other shoppers are telling other shoppers the wrong information so they can get more or something. And definitely, I'm not going to do that. I said, no. I said, you need to make sure that you're fast, because it's about numbers. And that's why Instacart relies on that 1 hour thing where we'll deliver within an hour if that's what the customer signed up for. So don't let people lie to you guys, say that you guys are supposed to go slow. That's a lie from the pit of hell. So with that being said, guys, you guys have seen the video. You guys that just joined in, you have to watch it from the beginning. That's how Instacart gets away with not paying their shoppers. Keep hiring new people and give them all the stuff, and then try to weed out the other people, so that way they don't have to pay the people that's sitting around hourly guarantee, and then just give us like little pieces of you know, orders, like maybe like an alcohol sale here or there, maybe batches that are like maybe 2 or 3 items, just to give us something, so that way they don't have to pay us hourly guarantee, and then give the newer people more stuff. Or the people who cheat, they're like really fast, maybe like 30, maybe 40 seconds, you know, whatever, per item or whatever, stuff like that. So you guys think about that. And so now I'm thinking, okay, now I see what they're doing. You know, and do I want to do something about it? I don't know. I'm thinking, but to me, I'm not going to really waste my time and trying to dig into the whole legalities of Instacart, because really they don't care. They don't. And so, but it would be a shame if what do you call those things? A press release was sent out and then they were exposed. That's all I'm going to say.